And like any payload, you're going to see those teams trying to take advantage of that and just roll through the next point. And, you know, with very difficult, hated points on this map, like 4th, for instance, that's kind of where you see teams, even if they're the best teams in the division, crumble and fall if they make too many mistakes. So I'm very excited to see whether, you know, no matter what you think of these teams going into this map, how they handle the challenge that is Swiftwater.
Yeah, looking in the setup here, we have some pretty simple traps, but what do you think of their effectiveness here? Do you see these?
You know, I haven't actually taken a look at the traps yet.
Right above the spawn doors.
Be a little bit late to go over rosters, but I will say for Squirtle Squad, we have Evan on Spy, Philosophy Major on Soldier, Leaky Sniper, Battleable Heavy, Cole on Demo, Mullen Medic, Bronze on Scout, DJ on Pyro, and Game Master on Engineer.
There is no way I'm going to read the other roster. I'm sorry, but...
Sorry, Infamous. I can only see your tags. Get to your roster.
So, on the other team, we have Infamous, 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 and Infamous.
Well, we actually saw a failed demo bomb go into for Squirtle Squad right off the bat. Something you often want to try to get to do is maybe even get on the sniper, pick him out at the beginning, but unfortunately Cole was able to get that. Squirtle Squad actually get very good cart time so far, pushing it up to the first point, but into the sight line of the sniper holding it back in cave for Infamous right now.
Leaky just airshot their soldier. Leaky just airshot the soldier, and he literally has the medic just killing him from spawn right now. He left, and now the medic's just alone, but I don't know, maybe he'll meet somebody. He's going out with their demo. They're pushing up the right.
So we actually see the scout holding very far up, trying to get a little bit of pick-off, but so far we see Infamous trying to do the classic cave hold, which is a little bit more of a passive hold, seeing how risky it is to, you know, either get forced on first here or have to even possibly just lose the entire point. So, but Infamous not even trying to hold that at all, using a very passive approach, getting back to second and hopefully getting the stronger hold.
Their end just kind of took his sentry. He just grabbed it with his best ranger and left. I don't know what the call was there, but he just kind of just took it and moved away. It was kind of weird. He sets it up by himself.
Pushing the cart, still little to no resistance, but of course that's kind of what happens in this map. You have to play your advantages, and a lot of the times those advantages are the sight line, as well as those more passive sentry holds. It looks like Squirtle Squad is pushing up into Sneaky right now, getting ready to push right off the bat the moment their combo or their cart has gone close enough. And through they are. Uber is popped. Rush actually did not get enough resistance on the Uber with them able to get completely in, and Infamous is just taken out of position. But Combo drops back on the cart, able to stop the cart, and Combo was not able to get that trade fast enough with their team just being completely blocked out.
Yeah, they just kind of muscled their way through it. I mean, they didn't really get much, but they did get a cart really close to the next point. The Leaky was taken down by their spy. Everyone just kind of left him by himself in the cave, and he got taken out. And now Red is just getting demolished on this push.
It was kind of an really interesting approach that Infamous took there. I mean, although their combo did have the better Uber in the end, they did lose a lot of members of their flank, and because of that, they were holding pretty far forward for kind of what they were aiming to do. They were almost trying to defend the cart a little bit, but it was just their combo, and with the jump by the soldier, they were spammed out very quickly. And now we're going to see a lot of trouble for Infamous going into the third point hold, which is often a very strong hold if you're able to get it up soon enough, but no combo to beat him there.
Their demo just walked through the window and spammed their level 3 out, and now they just got it for free again.
It was not enough with BR actually be taking out very quickly the demo man. Looks like they're going to be trying to get that fourth hold, but Squirtle Squad already knows what they need to do. On this point, this is one of the hardest points to push against a very tough defense, but knowing Infamous doesn't have anything, Squirtle Squad is getting up ahead. They're contesting their combo early on with the demo man being very aggressive, a lot of cart pressure, but not enough positioning and no real sentry gun up to defend.
It's just a wrangle number 1 on the slope there. Scout's just pushing the cart around that corner himself, around the tree, and I don't really see the rest of this team.
Kind of amazing because they're actually able to get so much cart time with just a spy and scout on the cart. Still, spy actually dead ring, continuing to push the cart, but Red was forced to use their Uber to try to get that stop, not knowing that it is actually still moving towards the point, unable to do anything. what could have been an awful turn of events for Squirtle Squad there after their medic went down with 95% Uber actually really turned around from them just by the other team not focusing the card enough. They were all aware of the pressure that they're having from forward, but not aware of anything that was happening off to the side. So even with a numbers disadvantage, Squirtle Squad was definitely able to take advantage of the situation, and now they're pushing into last already, which is looking to be a very quick push for, I mean, this is a very quick time for Squirtle in general, but doesn't look like Infamous is really getting a strong hold.
Yeah, they have quite the advantage here, and I think they just muscle their way through this. Oh,
very good cleanup by Infamous's combo. We actually had the Demo Man coming in over here on their right hold with the Heavy coming in the left. Demo Man was only focusing his predecessor. Not the right word, but you know, whatever.
They have the Uber, but all their players are down, so they're just going to lose their advantage. Looks like they're just going to have to leave the cart right there and wait for their players to
lucky for that. Yeah, I mean, their numbers went down, but they just still have 100% Uber, and it looks like they're going to push with down a Pyro, pushing into last point, only a level 1 Sentry Gun up. Other combo just got Uber in time, and it looks like we're going to have a trade Uber here, and Squirtle Squad might not be able to get in enough, but with the spy on the cart, they didn't even notice, and the cart went in. With a time of 5:16 for Squirtle Squad, which knowing this map, which, I mean, often enough on this map, you'll see the average time be anywhere between 8 minutes and 13 minutes a lot of the time. So 5 minutes is a very, very fast cap time, especially when you're playing against a team relatively equal to you. It's going to be hard. It's going to be very tough to get what they need to do done, which is be very aggressive and really make sure they're not losing any key numbers when they're making these pushes. You can't be at a disadvantage constantly because that's what builds up time. So basically they're going to have to really trip up Squirtle Squad on their defense here if they want to get anything done.
Yeah, looking at that last round, I still skeptical of what happened on second where their Angie just took a sentry. I mean, like, they had, I think, just their scout down. They're just like, okay, we gotta leave. I don't know what happened there.
Well, I think what happened there is they did have Uber, and they popped in almost immediately. And although the red combo was actually holding up in the upper area waiting to re-push into them, they lost too many members of their own team to successfully defend. And with faster spawn times, Squirtle Squad just kept running in and overtook them. And then they got the med pick, so overwhelmed pretty quickly.
Yeah, this starts round here. We got about three people on the cart pushing it around now. Just a scout now. Ed's still barely out on the left side, and their sniper is on these pipe things, which is cool, I guess. And when you make it up there, he's watching their sentry.
Looks like Infamous is actually trying to get a quick hold over the left area here, letting them get a good angle on the sentry gun, which is in the direct entrance of the cave. Again, we're seeing that passive hold, which I think is very safe for any team at this level to be doing on this point. Unfortunately, members is going down. It doesn't matter too much for them because the sentry gun is actually pulled away. Combo retreating back to hopefully get... Oh, actually, they are going for an aggressive hold in cave, which might not work for them with the Demo Man rushing straight in. And now they might not... With no gun built at second, I'm not really sure what they were trying to accomplish with the forward hold. But all the same, it looks like Infamous is wasting no time to get over into Sneaky in order to get that push as fast as Squirtle Squad did in the last time. They know what they have to do here, and especially with the gun down, this is the time to...
And again, they push into a next point, and their heavy just gets headshot for 450 again. 2 times in a row. Happened in the last point, and they get this one again. I guess they're just leaving him there. They're just like, oh, well, you want to go in? Well, I guess you're just going to die. We don't want to Uber you.
I gotta say, although it was pretty even Uber trade, definitely a good job for Squirtle Squad, who was able to plug out the entrance of cave, which is sometimes the focus that a lot of people lose during an Uber trade. That they didn't allow them to get in on car time. They had people on pretty early, but it seems like they're having a pretty firm hold over the entrance of the cave as spam. But with Cole going down, followed by Mallet, it looks like they're gonna be... The re-push is more successful than their initial hold, and this should be point for them. Now, of course, knowing they only have 3 minutes 10 seconds left on the clock, they're going to have to get into third point pretty quickly here. Only 2 members down and only 3 up for Squirtle Squad. They might be able to get this point if they're fast enough.
Yeah, that's true, but they do have a gigantic advantage, so I think they're going to be able... They can still pull this off, looking at their Uber advantage and It just looks like Red's kind of in a terrible position for this. Blue has Uber and they're still really close to I don't think this might go well for them if they Uber. Yeah, here it comes. See what
although
happens.
they had 6 players up, they weren't able to get in fast enough. Uber had to be popped in order to get all the late respawns, not really getting anybody for Squirtle Squad, only getting Cole the Demoman and DJ the Pyro. Combo is a little bit stuck in here, but there's no one to contest them. It looks like even though they're at a huge disadvantage, they might even, you know, basically being able to kite the entire blue Uber there, well, they might be able to contest this point evenly with full Uber advantage.
Med went down for blue team. He just spawned up, but I guess they just didn't get onto him with the Uber. They kind of Ubered really far away from him and then lost a lot of it just trying to get to their team and eventually just did nothing with it.
No, I gotta say, that's kind of a trend I've noticed a little bit out of Infamous so far. It doesn't really seem like they're getting on the combo right away when they need to be. And a lot of times they're picking not the best entrance to get in. By the time they're taking so much damage that they ended up having to use their huge advantage into a team that was basically defenseless. No gun, basically a mini sentry, versus a combo that had no Uber and was already taking plenty of damage. So already off to kind of a bad start. We're looking at Malin with 100% Uber for Squirtle Squad. They have a firm hold on this point, but again with the spot caps, I'm guessing we're seeing a lot of these this match.
Apple has 0% still. I don't know. Did he? I think he or /she, I don't actually know, died again and just started healing.
Now, I mean, even though they were able to get such a strong hold on third and have the cap anyway, we're gonna see a kind of a similar situation on fourth point. This is a very hard point to push if the other team has full Uber advantage. Even if you're pushing into them, it's a very easy point to have an aggressive Uber, as we see now. Squirtle Squad actually Ubering in and taking out most of Infamous, only 3 up remaining, including a Spy who's desperately trying to get a demo pick at the moment. Fortunately for them, that's the difficulty of getting into this point. Not only are the sightlines huge, but if the other team has a solid defense, if they have Uber ready and I mean, you have a lot of space to travel pushing into this point, and if the other team has the Uber, it could all be absolute.
Yeah, it really looks like they're having a lot of trouble. Infamous is having quite the trouble with their Ubers right now. Not only getting theirs, but understanding like when the opponent has theirs. Like, first of all, STB Stats said earlier that the medic spawned and they went 18 seconds without healing. That's literally like half an Uber charge. You can't do that.
That's a big mistake. When you don't have much time, you have to be healing. I don't care who it is, if it's not your combo, but
killing your Spy, I don't care. Just get Uber.
Yeah, a very, very fast first half going to Squirtle Squad, who had there again the 5:16 cap time. It's difficult. It is very difficult on this map to get a quick time in general, but especially if you have to go against that time, like a 5-minute time for anybody, any division is very difficult. And you kind of know that you have to play a certain way, which sometimes gets punished very easily if the other team plays it correctly. And I think they were ready for that. I think they were ready for that. You know, Infamous having to be very aggressive and having to Uber into them quickly, having to, I guess, just be so forceful in getting into points. They kind of knew it was happening, and they really compensated with positioning. And I know Cole as Demo Man was doing amazing as far as trapping out the entrances that are best known for pushing on this map. And just forcing Ubers early, which is not what you want when you have to beat a 5-minute time. I mean, I can't say Infamous did anything wrong necessarily, because I mean, it's hard to punish a team when they're in such a high pressure situation to get a fast cap time. Like, that's when everything either clicks perfectly and everything goes well for you, or it's a mess. Like, there's no time to plan in a 5-minute cap time, because one wrong push and all of a sudden a minute's gone or 2 minutes are gone. So it's hard. I can't blame them for getting a little bit messy into these pushes.
Yeah, I definitely agree. They're pushing in and like just neglecting some major factors into the game in general, like walking in with less players, walking in with no Uber, like just walking in and wiping
to some point. I mean, sometimes it's what you have to do, but even so, it's what you have to do sometimes without having players on or without having Uber advantage. Like, it's a good skill to master, but it's very hard when you're under pressure and you're forced to do it at a certain time.
Alright, so it seems that blue is ready, and they're trying to get red to ready. We don't look, doesn't look like we have that much time, but I just want to bring up, maybe we can get some links in the chat, but, shirts are up. UVL shirts, buy one, get half off your mug as well. And we got some really nice mugs, some really sweet shirts. You can even get one for the winter Battle Royale. They're on sale.
It's on sale. It's a pretty sweet shirt. I do have one. But I will say it goes directly to EVL, helping us put on events. I know this summer they're really trying to plan a big event called the Summer Battle Royale. It was kind of going to be like the Summer Battle Royale and the Winter Battle Royale last year, except I know they're trying to have a big Highlander focus. So hopefully that works out, and all of your donations that will go for some sweet swag will get you prizes in the tournament later this year, which have been really good in the past. Like, you know, we're talking SSDs and graphics cards and, you know, cool stuff. Real cool stuff. Shirts, whatever. So just know it's worth it. I mean, you're going to be supporting a TF2 organization, the community that tries to do a bigger outreach as well as a lot of work for exposure of the TF2 competitive scene. So you guys, links to that, check it out. I think we should maybe go over the infamous roster like super quickly because we didn't earlier.
I still can't see it. You gotta.
I'm gonna click on each player. We got BR Engineer, Very on Scout, Triton on Spy, Comanglia on Sniper, Fire on Soldier, Rarspoon or Joy on Pyro, iShank on Heavy, Apple on Medic, and the SAR on Engineer. My bad. I think I said 2 engineers, so someone might have been on the wrong class.
Because they're doing a right push, they're bombing Demo Man, but they both screw up their jump. Did you see? Oh my god.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to do considering they actually don't have their sniper holding really an exposed hold. It looks like they're doing the safe cave hold again. We have the sniper with them in the combo. I wouldn't blame the Demo Man if he didn't get anything done, because that's kind of hard. So right now it looks like we're just getting some cap time. Of course, the big risk being the huge sightline of straight forward from the cave onto the cart.
And there's this one, gets the heavy.
Early on, it looks like Demo Man did get enough spam. The gun is actually being moved by the engineer. Farther back in the cave, we're seeing the same forward hold that they tried last time from Squirtle Squad.
A lot of demos are coming in. He's done quite a lot of damage to everybody. And looks like
excellent work by Comangli, who actually got a quick pick on the scout and the heavy from the cave, which is probably going to kill their second hold push here. It looks like they're going to try to do a little forward hold before they back up to second point, but Dia did the pyro and Game Master, the engineer, staying behind. And it's teleporter. It looks they're really trying to put emphasis on this forward holding the picks they need, because the Uber is actually popped into them and traded in the cave. Cole quickly picked out in the post-Uber fight after being caught out, and it looks like they were actually able to hold this cave hold without really taking too many casualties from Squirtle Squad. But I think that is the benefit that they're trying to get out of this forward hold here. I think either team might have tried this, if I remember correctly. But the benefit of it, if you can get the other team to trade in cave and then back up to second, then they won't have Uber to roll straight into second, and it buys a lot of time for the defending team to, I mean, one thing, get more time on the clock, but second thing, get another hold up at second. So, you know, wonderful job. That definitely turned out, I'm sure, as they were hoping, but it is kind of a risk holding that forward in cave, and I think a lot of teams, especially Infamous last round, experienced that.
Yeah, they pushed in and just didn't go well. I mean, let's see. Okay, they're holding 3.
Infamous is actually going into Squeaky right now, looking ready to put. DJ with 1 health, possibly able to get out, but not going to be able to stuff the Uber in time with just 1 HP, and actually, the Uber was popped. I don't think they know. Oh, the sniper has to know now, so unfortunately for them, they're going to get caught out here from Squirtle Squad. Medic goes down, Heavy goes down, and 95% Uber. I mean, you don't have a combo to defend second anymore. I think that was a big mistake. I'm not really sure what forced Uber there. It might have been some sniper shots from main.
Yeah, he was just standing in main uncontested, so that was probably it. He got like 4 picks, so I mean, he probably took a shot at the medic, and he didn't really want to get shot again.
There was enough damage to apparently force that Uber, with awkwardly enough did not get anything done, and caught out by the Heavy, who was ready to push in there and Squeaky, and they didn't really contest anything. Unfortunately for them, Cole, the Demo Man, actually was still in the fight much later, and is not even on the fight here at second right now. Uber popped into third point. The combo is actually outside of spawn. If they're able to get this point, they're going to catch everyone in, but it looks like they are actually pushing back in to hopefully stop the cart. Ice Tank as well as the members of the cart on blue team are still kind of pushing around cart, being quickly cleaned up by Cole and DJ. Looks like that they were able to stop the cart for the most part with only a spy remaining, and that push, which almost looked like a disaster of being caught out for a Squirtle squad, ended up being worked out. Big props to Cole and also I think Battlebolt, who spent so much time staying inside, putting enough damage on the combo and the cart in order to keep them away from his team.
You got another stats here from SCV Stats. It looks like another occurrence of bad Uber, of bad like medic
the
players
curse
here.
of bad Ubers.
They have 8 seconds without healing at one. Even like just keeps coming happening to Infamous. They just can't seem to get their communication, I guess, with their medic. I don't know.
I'm going to go in really quick to actually say that we have a really troublesome situation right now. They do have the Uber pops early on, but the problem was the flank as well as the upper area was completely taken over by Infamous, which is something you never want when defending this point, because the sniper just gets such good sights, and as well as the demo man, if not taken care of, can basically rule over the whole cart point. Nobody on cart yet, but quickly being picked off by members of Infamous. Almost everybody down for Squirtle. Only 2 members up, Pyro and Spy. Not going to be enough to actually hold 4th point, and if we see Infamous get in here correctly, they probably won't hold 4th point. Here they come, rolling into 4th, taking up all the ground before they're able to get a defensive hold at all. No sentry gun up, combo just arriving, and it looks like there's already enough spam on them that they might not be able to peek this corner here. Excellent work by the jumping soldier, getting some initial plug damage, and Uber is popped into the combo. It looks like they're scrambling to get out in garage. Oof.
Just running away, yeah. And Blue's kind of on their chase. I mean, we saw Kamanga on that push get 3 picks. He got the sniper, the engineer on defense, which is a great pick, and he might have gotten scout or soldier, one of the 2, I don't know. But
I gotta say that was absolutely excellent work. Like, that is exactly what you want to do on this point, on this map. You need to get your combo ahead of everyone else and make sure that they don't even have an opportunity to poke their heads out into 4th point. You want to have your combo and as well as like your soldier or anyone else that can help out with some plug damage to get ahead and basically guard the cart behind you to get in. And that's kind of what we saw there. Like, their Uber didn't really go in to chase people, and even though the medic and heavy were right there, they didn't chase those kills because all they need is to create a wall to block them from getting out on 4th again, because that is one of the best defenses in this map. And if they deny them that, it's just last, which is, it's difficult, but not as difficult.
So picks going down for red team here. They're actually 3 down. Pyro just spawned, but they're still down Leaky, which is definitely one of their best players. He's been getting way too many picks.
Unfortunately now Komang, they're trying to get a decent angle on this point. What they really want to do at this point is I think they want to get some people up in the upper left corner, which is a lot of times where you see combos meet on this map. But actually, no, the combo was forced to use Uber on the point, and they're using it to clear. Demo jumping in, seeing if he can get that med pick, knowing that nothing else got done. But luckily for him, Apple escaped with 62 damages after taking like a pipe and a sticky. And they weren't able to do anything, so now they have 100% Uber for Infamous, only 20% on Malin on red team, and it looks like they're going to roll in right away and clear some room for that point with this Uber. And people desperately getting on the cart. What can they do?
He's just going to mow everyone down. Oh, I guess not.
A lot of demo spam going on the cart here. It looks like the sentry gun is still up. I hate those sneaky roof holds, which are actually pretty good on this point, not only from keeping people out of the upper area, but it usually has a pretty good overlook over the point if not taken out. Unfortunately for them, people stacking on the point, it looks like the last remaining members from Squirtle Squad are all dropping down on the point, which should... Yeah, they're actually backing up. Unfortunately though, if they do continue the way they have been, it is an easy pick out to just, when you have your demo man and heavy up, to just
They just wanted to, I think, maintain their advantage. I think they just wanted to maintain their advantage, get the Uber, because they have a gigantic advantage, and just push again, and focus cart more. I don't know, they just kind of threw their heavy in there, though.
Combo pushing in, finally using their Uber, to really do nothing on the cart. Well, okay.
There it is.
Yeah. I was going to say do nothing, only because I didn't see that last engineer come in there and tap in the cart, but 7:55, that's a pretty good time. I would say that's one of the more common times you see on this map, but towards the faster side.
Yeah, and I don't know if you were watching, but I was getting a good laugh there. They literally sacked their heavy like 3 times with his fists of steel to just stand in the cart.
It's a strategy.
It's pretty funny.
Ask Bobby or Kresnik. Does it all the time.
So looks like we got the next set time. What do you think about this? Do you think they're gonna beat the time, or?
I mean, seeing how Squirtle Squad played last round, I would say they could possibly do it again, but I think Infamous probably talked over some of those things in halftime, and now that they have the time, they're the one that set the time, and they have a little, you know, they can play more carefully than they did last round, where they were forced to play super aggressively in order to beat a time. I think they could have the upper hand on this defense if they play it correctly. Again, this map is just like all about not or playing off of each other's mistakes, so it's whoever does that better is really who wins. But if they play more carefully this round, I mean, we'll see a total turnaround.
Yeah, I definitely think that Squirtle Squad can get this. I mean, I definitely feel like they've been making less mistakes over the course of this game, but Cole jumps in and grabs the sentry gun early, and
Cole did get the sentry gun out from his bomb, which is a very good move. It looks like Engineer might not even bother setting up in cave again. It's kind of risky at this point to build a level 1 when it can be so easily spammed out, so we do see Infamous still holding cave, but with the sentry gun it's going to be a lot easier for them to get in there and either trade Ubers or pushing them out than it would have been had they had to waste a couple of seconds of getting, you know, waiting until the cart's up and then getting the gun down.
And there goes their medic. Blue medic gets backstabbed by Triton.
Alright, and that is, I mean, Infamous probably should have a little bit of a lead now. They have a level 3 gun on second point. They have their medic with 100% Uber, staying in a very safe position. I really like this hold on the upper right here. I did it for several seasons with my team in gold. It's a little bit safer. As long as the heavy is able to protect them here, they should be able to keep the advantage and hopefully act on it a lot sooner than last time. I think their mistake on second point last time is they took too long. They sat back while their team basically got demolished and then Ubered in and got maybe 1 or 2 players. But right now, cart time is actually being pressured quite a bit by Squirtle Squad, already about halfway to the point. With no contest, this is exactly what they did wrong. They need to get in before the cart gets in all the way. And even though the Uber is popped, the Demo Man gets out for Squirtle Squad. 3 up. Their medic did go down, which might buy them a couple seconds, but seeing how their pressure has just been non-stop, it didn't mean anything. Medpick is not what you need necessarily if your combo is not able to follow up on it and stop the cart time, and I think that's a mistake a lot of teams make on payload, is they just don't put enough pressure on the cart. And some teams make the note to put too much pressure on the cart for, you know, when they're pushing, which is exactly what you want to do, but a lot of teams forget about it.
So I want to point something out here. If you were watching that fight, Apple survived with about 10 health and got out and lived. It was
Did he not use his Uber at all?
He used it, but like he lived with like 10 health. But then he just wasted it by not healing, so I guess it didn't really matter.
Yeah. So right now we have about 50% Uber on Apple for Infamous, and they're kind of taking the typical hold we see here with Demo Man spamming out IT. Medic is holding a rather safe position. They don't have they have their sentry gun lower, which it's either or. Again, it's just the mistake of not watching the cart. It's already so close, and they got to be watching the bottom of their screen for that cart to move at all, and they just have to jump on it. At that point, they need somebody on it at all times, and even with advantage, like, they just keep letting the cart be pressured in while their team sits back and basically like, oh shoot, cart's moving, and you know, jumps on it super late, which is not what you want to see at this point. And now they're stuck on 4th with a level 1. They had all the advantages in the world in 3rd point, but without being able to get one of their stronger holds there, they're kind of forced to build up on 4th.
Yeah, we got a pretty far back hold here, not hold, trying to push the point, and they actually used the Uber from red team. They're pushing him up, but
an aggressive Uber actually pops here on 3rd, and due to the pyro lagging a little bit, was not really able to get anything done, and fortunately for them, they were able to clear the point, not noticing a very aggressive Cole run back in with Melon, the medic, able to pop their Uber way after the Uber that was popped by Infamous like basically a minute ago to stop the cart. You know, I'm not sure if they really got enough done there. They got a lot of a lot of cart time, and right now they're still putting so much pressure on the gun. It looks like that Uber was successful. It did what it needed to do by getting ahead and pushing their team out of fourth to basically allow the people behind them to push the cart without having all those people on them. The big threat on this map is having to push in just such a long distance without being spammed out or sniped or whatever, and really just using your combo effectively to get ahead of everyone like that is what you need to do. And although, I mean, it was a little bit shaky. It was kind of a long post-Uber fight there. But it looks like Infamous is already back at last. 3 minutes left on the clock in order for Squirtle Squad to get the cap and win the half. They have a level 3 sentry already overlooking the cart in kind of a typical spot. Combo is holding up in the top area. Did they just use Uber?
They used Uber out of the top mats.
Oh, wow. So this is what we've been seeing a lot out of Infamous. Unfortunately for them, like every time they have an advantage, they're just getting forced.
No, they actually popped out and got like half their team.
Ah, okay.
I think they got the medic too, because he had almost full, and now he has like 30. So I'm pretty sure they got him.
Okay. That was my battle. Oof. Something important.
We got I was still in the bath hold. I can't use. Is there a gun in sight here, red team?
I actually saw Leaky almost went straight into the combo. That would have been kind of fun. But right now, we kind of see a very typical forward hold. They do have the sentry gun up on overlooking the cart on the other rooftop, which should be able to surprise some people when they get on cart. We're like, where's the gun? And all of a sudden, they're being pummelized by it. 100% Uber already for Infamous. This should, if played correctly, it should be a pretty good hold. But of course the risk at this point is again getting cart time when they don't realize it. They were able to trade Ubers here, Squirtle Squad and Infamous, both tearing on last, Squirtle Squad focusing on the gun, actually able to get it down pretty quickly, but with the soldier desperately sitting on the cart, able to get people just a flash of the Uber and keep everyone off the cart. Excellent work.
And there's just way too many pick skill went down for blue team there. The main problem with that was they just Ubered, like, they Ubered so early that when it finally got to the red team, they popped Uber, and their Uber lasted probably 12 seconds longer than, no, not 12, hang on, I gotta think about this. About 6 seconds longer than the blue Uber. Red Uber lasted about 6 seconds longer, and kind of just denied their entire Uber, forced them to back out, and they didn't really get anything with it because they just got chased and lost, I think, it's probably 75% of their team. And the blue Pyro is behind, I don't know what he's doing.
Gotta say, it's a pretty big concern right now. I know they're focusing on the cart time. That was a big mistake. They let the Pyro on the cart and got their medic. But
they capped.
I think it's a pretty big mistake to give up that upper area.
Yeah. They just kind of left the cart alone again and got back capped, and I guess that's the match.
Fortunately, their focus is hard to keep focus on this map. There are so many places you can push from and so many flanks to watch at all times that it's hard. It is a very difficult map, and I know it's one of the reasons people hate it. But of course, also the distance advantage is how hard it is to push forth, how difficult it is against good snipers, and I think that's kind of what we saw. This is a pretty good example of what a lot of the complaints and also a lot of the advantages are in this map, like what you have to do. And I think both teams played very well, but of course when you have two very good teams, it's hard. It's a difficult map, and it's kind of based on mistakes. So congrats to Squirtle Squad, who did win this match 2-0, by the way. But I mean, good game to either team. It is a difficult map, and I think both of them played it very well, as correctly as they could have. And mistakes happened, but that's what happens in any map. But
there's a lot of honestly, my only concern with what was going on there is that I just felt like most of the Ubers that happened there just were not very good. They just kind of Ubered in too early. A lot of
forces, or not in a good position, or getting tapped when without Uber. Just a lot of stuff that seemed to go wrong. And it's just hard to say. Squirtle Squad definitely, I think, played this map more solidly as a team and did what they needed to do. And I think because there's so many things on this map to track, it was difficult for Infamous. And I did see some very good gameplay out of them, but it was those mistakes that cost them in the end, because they're pretty dire mistakes. You don't notice the cap on one, all of a sudden you don't have a gun up on the next. and the other team is able to pressure you out, or you get forced, and all of a sudden you're at a huge disadvantage. Like, you really, really have to be careful about these things, and that's what went wrong. But all the same, good game.
Yeah, well, I mean, close, but short, whichever, you know. I mean...
Yeah, and I gotta say, Squirtle Squad absolutely looked dominant, especially that first half.
Yeah, so the seeds are just getting farther and farther away. I mean, even at the 3rd and 4th seed, it's still quite a gap there for skill level.
Yeah, so. Absolutely. And I think Squirtle Squad, who had a 5-2 record going into this match, is going to go into playoffs with 6-2, already sitting at 3rd place, depending on how the other matches go. I mean, they might have a chance at a 2nd seed in playoffs, which of course is that's kind of what you want to compete for week 8. Week 8 is a very important week for a lot of teams, especially if you're borderline on playoffs. And I think Infamous was not borderline on playoffs. They're 5-2, and I think Gold has I can't remember if they have 8 teams or 16 teams now, but I do believe they'll make playoffs either way. It's just seeding. So at this point, for Squirtle Squad, I'm 8.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I can't tell. When I was in Gold, I had like 2 different things happen. So, I think, at week 8, it's an important match. These are 2 really close teams in seeding. Like, they're right next to each other in the 3rd and 4th seed. And at this point, for Squirtle Squad, I'm sure they had a lot to fight for. No matter what people think of them, whether they think they're a powerhouse or not, they have to fight for their seed. And anything can happen in playoffs, especially, I think Gold is double elimination now. I remember it being single, but at this point, there's still a lot to fight for in week 8, even if you are ensured playoffs. So it is kind of nice to see 2 top teams really brawl it out for, what a lot of times is a huge advantage going into playoffs. So props to them, and congrats to Squirtle Squad again.
Oh yeah, obviously they're the winners.
Yeah.
They just definitely just kind of played around each other more. I was just watching some people just get overexcited or just out of place on Infamous, and especially like when they would push in and they would have just like people walk in like off the flank and just get demolished because there was nobody with them.
Yeah, it's hard to say. You can probably look over something and count a million things that go wrong, but there's only so much you can do because, Swiftwater is in playoffs and you just kind of have to move on. This could be something if teams stick together, work on next season, but sometimes it's like there's a lot to learn from maps like this, and I think, especially in payloads, it's something that applies to all payload maps as different as they all can be. Swiftwater is a little bit of a unique case, but it's the same thing. There are similar maps to this, and it's something that you have to work through if you want to become a better and better team throughout several seasons. So, I don't know, sorry. We're going to go on about this forever, so, we might as well cut it off, as you say.
Just end this. Let's take a look back at the little X or EVL TV shop here.
Check out the EVL shop.
Great stuff.
But then again, thanks for watching EVL TV. This has been Week 8 Gold Highlander between Squirtle Squad and Infamous. Again, I am Min, and this is...
Elephant.
Yeah, well, we're going to sign off now, so thanks for watching.
Yes, you're very quite tough, always having bad luck. You think you're going crazy, look up, there's a new life waiting. Your head's buried in the sand, you've been dealt the wrong hand. Can't imagine how you feel, only you know that it's real. Don't look back, just carry on, carry on, carry on. Don't look back, just carry on, carry on, carry on. Because you are stronger.